What's going on, everybody? Red Velvet's back. I'm not in the studio because it's cold. I got a 2.5 car garage door I have to sit next to, and it's freezing. So I'm coming to you live from the kitchen. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. It was a fun weekend for me. I got to go to my very first set of state championship football games. Very cool experience. Highly recommend. And right there, boom. Let me get it. There it is. Cascade and South Putt state champions. South Putnam 1A state champs, Cascade 3A state champs. And which congratulations to both squads. You've had a fantastic seasons. It's been a pleasure covering both teams as well as the other Dynaverse teams. I was going through some stats earlier because you know me, I'm a stats guy. I had six high school football coaches in studio. I had more on the remote, but I had 6 in studio. 2 of the 6 won state titles. 5 of the 6 won a sectional game. You know, I'm not saying you don't put in the practice and all that stuff. You don't put in the work. I'm just saying, could the Diner Pod effect, studio effect, have something to play with? 83% of the coaches that came into the studio won a sectional game. At least one. 2 of the 6 won a state title. I'm just saying. There might be a method to the madness. All right. I had to get that in there, but congratulations to both teams. Looking ahead, we have a podcast dropping Wednesday. Finally, this is dropping. Terre Haute North Wrestling coach Bo Pingleton came on several weeks ago. If you were a subscriber, you could already watch that. So, man, think about that. 99 cents per month. Very good episode. It'll be out Wednesday at noon on all social media platforms. And while we're on the topic of subscribers, 99 cents per month, you can subscribe to the Diner Pod, early access to podcasts, exclusive content, other stuff. But then you can also be a sponsor. And right now I'm going to thank the people that make this possible. Wabash Valley Plumbing. RJ's Formal Wear. Varsity House Outfitters. And Ever Hoped Co. So thank you to our sponsors. Yes, there are sponsorship packages available. Please, if you're interested, please reach out. If you know anybody that might be interested, please reach out and I'll send them a letter. All right, enough of that. Whoosh, get that stuff out of the way. Local people doing great things. We go to the NBA. Terre Haute South star Craig Porter Jr. He was part of the Cavaliers, if you didn't know this by now. They took on the Celtics the other night. The Celtics won 104-93. Craig Porter Jr., 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then we get to college football. Wabash did win last weekend. I talked about it. They're the Forever Lawn Bowl champions. Their season is done. Their bitter rival, the DePauw Tigers. They made the D3 playoffs. They traveled to Wisconsin-Whitewater and beat this Wisconsin-Whitewater in a snowstorm. DePauw wins 26-23. We had a couple Dynaverse athletes on DePauw's roster. So congratulations, DePauw. Moving down to Rose-Hulman women's basketball Midwest Challenge. Rose-Hulman took on Illinois Wesleyan. Illinois Wesleyan wins 79-65. And then Rose-Hulman took on DePauw, and DePauw wins 76-70. We have a couple Dynaverse athletes there. And if I ever forget a Dynaverse athlete at the next level, please reach out. Let me know because I'm not that smart. All right, moving on to some Friday Night Lights action in the Lucas Oil Stadium. There was legit lights that time. 1A football state championship. Pioneer taking on South Putt. It was tied at halftime. Close game. It was a battle. And then South Putt said, all right, we're done fooling around with you. Foot to throat, let's go. 55-29 was the final score, and they set a state record. 7 different people scored touchdowns on offense. That's pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie, for a state title game. Very impressive. Drew Klein, 2 passing touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Blake Witt, a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Branson Enzer had a receiving touchdown. Ty Benton, a rushing touchdown. Keenan Mowry Shields, a rushing touchdown. Briar Cook, a rushing touchdown. Hayden Tincher with a rushing touchdown. a lot of rushing touchdowns. You get the hint. They ran it down their throat, but they could also air it out. Khalil Jefferson, scoop and score. And then Drew Klein had an interception. Also, Khalil Jefferson got a sack. That put him in the second overall spot in the Dynaverse leaderboard for sacks. Finishes his season with 10.5. Thought there was a ghost over here. We moved to the 3A state championship. Cascade taking on Fort Wayne Bishop Lures. And I had conversations with people on my way up to that game. They're like, they're not going to beat Bishop Lures. They had Jalen Smith. They have this guy. They have that guy. They're gonna destroy Cascade. I said, you know what? I'm a bad gambler. I always go with my heart. But guess what? My heart won twice on Friday. Actually, 3 times because I picked DePauw to win too, but I left. Cascade came out first quarter 19-0. Bishop Lures battles back, and finally Cascade wins 29-14, first state title in school history. Dayton Meek had 2 rushing touchdowns. Delton Howery with a receiving touchdown. Brady Shrebley had a passing tutty and a rushing tutty. And Brogan Trump added a field goal. Brogan Trump also crossed over the 100 PAT threshold Friday. So congratulations to the Cadets. Congratulations to the Eagles. Now we move on to some wrestling. We go to the Gobbler for the boys. Franklin Central took first place. And then we go to the Gobbler for the girls. Franklin Central took first place for the girls too. Franklin Central is a powerhouse, I found out as I was going through all the stats. We do have some podium finishes for the girls. Aubrey Bartkwak, from Attica placed second. Cassidy Orman, Gracie Meeks, Promise Smith, Bridget Johnson, and Jalen Ringo all placed first. Then we get to Cloverdale versus Cardinal Ritter. I talked to one of their coaches. Cloverdale wins 66-0 in that duel. They had to win every match. I'm just going on to say they had to win every match. So that does it for wrestling. I'm getting more and more into wrestling. We're going to get this figured out. Moving on to girls basketball. Clay City took on South Vermilion last week. The Eels win 73-20. Olivia Schindler, 28 points and 2 rebounds. Taylor Reinhardt, 12 points and 4 rebounds. Marley Ray had 11 points. Attica took on North Newton, and North Newton edges out Attica 31-30. South Putt took on South Mont in some MAC action. The Mounties win 52-19. Terre Haute North versus Columbus North in Conference Indiana. Bulldogs win 53-22. North Central versus Eastern Green, the battle of the T-Birds. Eastern Green wins 54-22. Fountain Central takes on North Montgomery. The Mustangs win 45-16. Kendall Nolan had 14 points. Bella Bacon, 10 points and 9 rebounds. Greencastle took on Crawfordsville in some MAC action. Tiger Cubs win 45-31. Janae Greenlee, 11 points and 6 rebounds. JC Call, 10 points and 3 rebounds. And Kaylee Ames, 10 points and 3 rebounds. Seeger took on Lafayette Jeff. Or is it Lafayette Hef? It says Jeff. Just guessing on that one. Jeff wins 53-31. Kaylee Purcell had 11 points and 10 rebounds. Lorelei Laney, 10 points and 2 rebounds. Avon took on Lawrence North. Lawrence North edges out Avon 37-34. North Davies takes on Lagodi. The Cougars win 30-29. Lola Graber had 10 points. Park Heritage traveled to Paris, Illinois, and Paris wins 44-34. Western Boone took on Sheridan. The Blackhawks win 45-33. Allie Lewis, 18 points and 8 rebounds. Linton Stockton took on South Knox. South Knox wins 48-41. North Putt took on Southmont. The Mounties win 63-30. Terre Haute South took on Owen Valley. The Braves win 47-43. Moose! She got 15 points and 7 rebounds. Cascade takes on Tri West. Tri West wins 55-27. Izzy Gutig had a double-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds. Cloverdale took on White River Valley. White River Valley wins 48-39. Avon took on New Albany. And the Orioles win 46-42. And then Sullivan took on Vincennes. Rivet. Oh, it might be Rivet, but I like Rivet better. Arrows win 68-46. Now we transition to some boys basketball. Week 1 of boys basketball action. We start off Seeger taking on Clover. Got you. Crawfordsville. The Athenians win 70-65. North Putt took on Northside Homeschool. Cougars win 65-62. Terre Haute North took on Fishers. Fishers win 74-37. North Central took on Eastern Green in a battle of the T-Birds. Eastern Green wins 56-34. Then Terre Haute South takes on Evansville Rights. Evansville Rights wins 78-54. Leonard Wilson, 22 points and 2 rebounds. Maddox Woodcock had 10 points, and Trey Lewis with 12 rebounds. Clay City took on Greencastle. Tiger Cubs win 70-34. Sam Gooch, 27 points and 8 rebounds. Connor Sullivan, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Nathan Sutherland, 10 points, 9 rebounds. And Liam Grimes, he hit the cycle. Fountain Central takes on Northmont, 44-41 in double overtime. Double overtime. That's impressive. North Davies took on Lagodi, and they win 50-44 in single overtime. These games going to overtime in week 1. That's wild. Aaron Marner had 14 points for the Cougs. Then we go to Park Heritage versus West Vigo. The Wolves win 37. Never mind. Wrong score. 67-32. Carter Crum had a double-double, 15 points, 15 rebounds. Joel Miller, 14 points and 3 rebounds. Isaac Pickle, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Avon took on Plainfield. The Quakers win 79-64. Steger took on Lafayette Central Catholic. The Patriots win 61-46. Sullivan takes on South Knox. The Arrows win 54-52. Cooper Bach, 22 points and 7 rebounds. Paul Ridgway, 15 points and 7 rebounds. Terre North took on Mooresville. The Patriots win 69-46. And then we got the Gobbler Games. Gobble, 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 gobble. Sorry, kind of stroked out there. Riverton Park took on Bloomfield. 72-28. Bloomfield, I believe Blake Neal, that was his name, had a Gobbler Games record of 40 points. So congratulations to that young man. Too bad you're not in the Dynaverse. Coach, call me. Cloverdale took on North Vermilion. Clovers win 68-65. Donovan Newby, Trey Shable, and Toby Hall had 16 points. Graham Young, 23 points, 5 rebounds, and Andrew Buchas had 22 points and 12 rebounds. That's a double-double. North Vermilion has now been added to the Dynaverse. Somebody reached out, and now they're in, baby. Terre Haute South took on Decatur Central. Decatur Central wins 89-55. Maddox Woodcock, 20 points and 2 rebounds. Bright Sanders, 13 points and a rebound. North Central took on South V, 62-48. T-Birds with the dub. Elijah Pritchard, 16 points, and Chris Benford, 13. Northview took on host Greencastle. Knights wins 83-61. Braden Goff, 26 points and 6 rebounds. Traven Bias, 14 points and 3 rebounds. Avery Perry, 13 points, 7 rebounds. Quinn Lewis, 10 points, 6 rebounds. And Peyton McCollum had 10 points and 7 rebounds. For the Tiger Cubs, Connor Sullivan, 18 points and 3 rebounds. Sam Gooch, 15 points and 6 rebounds. And Trevin Long, 10 points and a rebound. Then in the main event, Park Heritage took on Terre Haute North. I don't know if that's the main event. I just said it. Wolves win 66-65. Carter Crum had a double-double, 22 points and 10 rebounds. Trey Shelsky, 21 points and 4 rebounds. And Brendan Goings, 10 points, 2 rebounds. North Davies took on Rushville. The Cougars win 59-41. Aaron Marner, 21 points, and Colin Legatcher, 16. Then we go to the Lagodi tournament. Owen Valley took on the Christian Academy. Patriots win in overtime, 56-55. Dylan Bell had 24 points. North Davies versus Washington Catholic. The Cougars win big time, 81-15. Keon Stoll had 14 points. Now we transition to the youth side. We went to the Wabash Valley Family Sports Center. Second grade basketball action. Found out they don't keep score there. Well, I did because I'm a nerd and I had nothing else to do besides watch, so I might as well write some stuff down. The Brazil team took on the white team, and let me give a shout-out to the young man on the white team. In the first quarter, had 10 points. He did pretty darn good. And then he came back in the fourth quarter, but was shut down by Bree Sorrell playing some fantastic defense. The white team does edge out Brazil 20-16. So stats for the Brazil team. Bree Sorrell had 2.7 rebounds and 2 steals and phenomenal defense in the fourth. Anna Moore, 8 points, 5 rebounds, and a steal. Elliot Forker had 6 points and 6 rebounds. And Marin Trout had 2 boards. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's organized chaos down there in the second grade division. First and second, I think, is the actual division. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch. So stay tuned. But now it's time for my favorite part of the show. That's right. It is time for the Red Velvet Power Performers. And this week's Power Performers are Dayton Mink from Cascade, Drew Klein from South Putt, Blake Witt from South Putt, Brady Trebley from Cascade, Khalil Jefferson from South Putt, Keenan Mowry Shields from South Putt, Gracie Smith from Franklin Central, Bridget Johnson from Franklin Central, Olivia Schidler from Clay City, Allie Lewis from Western Boone, Kaylee Purcell from Seeger, Sam Gooch from Greencastle, Andrew Buchas from North Vermilion, Braden Goff from Northview, and Bree Sorrell from the Wabash Valley Family Sports Center. Congratulations to the Power Performers. And we get to our final Trench Warriors. We had one last weekend, so we got to honor the big hog mollies up front one last time. This week's Trench Warriors are Brody Duncan and Lucas Hall. And then on the defensive side, Damon Cox and Dominic Appleby. So congratulations, linemen. It's football, the football family we've built this last few months. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. Thank you for letting me cover your teams. It's been a lot of fun as we transition more to basketball and wrestling. Keep in contact. If there's more sports we got going on, please reach out. That does it for this week's edition of the U Sports Chowdown. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep expanding the territory. Please reach out if you have other sports, clubs, activities. I'd love to cover it. So thank you all. We're out of here and keep pushing.